In Stalin's Moscow. In the 1930s. There are two things you cannot do. You cannot believe in God. The Soviet state has decided God doesn't exist and you cannot write honestly. The state decides what is true. Mikhail Bulgakov broke both rules. He wrote a novel about the devil visiting Moscow, and about a man who faced God in Jerusalem. He knew it would never be published in his lifetime. He was right. This is the master in Margarita. Walland arrives in Moscow. He says he is a professor of black magic. He has 3 companions. Behemoth, a cat who drinks vodka and plays chess. Koroviev, a translator who wears a cracked pince-nez. And Azazello, small and silent with a fang. They are the devil's retinue. They have come to Moscow to run an experiment. What are people like when no one is watching? The answer, Bulgakov suggests, is about what you'd expect. First, Berlioz, the head of a literary association, a confident atheist who has just lectured a young poet on why Jesus never existed. Walland predicts he will die that evening. Decapitated. Berlioz laughs. At Patriarch's Ponds, he slips on spilled sunflower oil and slides under a tram. A woman conductor in a red armband cuts off his head. It happens exactly as Walland said. The young poet, Ivan Bezdomny, tries to report this to the police. He ends up in a psychiatric hospital. The mental hospital is where Ivan meets the master. The master is a writer. He wrote a novel about Pontius Pilate. He doesn't tell Ivan his real name. He burns his manuscripts. He is anonymous. He is erased. He had a lover named Margarita. She left her husband for him. He wrote the Pontius Pilate novel in their small apartment. Publishers rejected it. Critics destroyed it. He burned the manuscript. He had himself committed. The Pilate chapters interrupt the Moscow story. We are in Jerusalem. In the year 33 CE, Pontius Pilate, the Roman prefect of Judea, is having a bad morning. He has a migraine. He is about to interrogate a prisoner named Yeshua ha-Nazri, Jesus of Nazareth, though the novel doesn't use that name. Yeshua is not what Pilate expected. He is intelligent. He speaks of kindness. He calls Pilate good man. Pilate believes him. He wants to let him go. But he can't. The crowd wants Barabbas freed. The high priest Caiaphas has politics to play. Pilate is the most powerful man in the province and he is also, in this moment, completely powerless. He sends Yeshua to be crucified. He knows it is wrong. He knows he is being cowardly. He sentences a man he believes to be innocent because it is easier than the alternative. This one act of cowardice haunts Pilate for the rest of time. Literally, he cannot die until he is forgiven. Back in Moscow, Walland holds a black magic show at the Variety Theater. He performs tricks. The audience is skeptical. These are Soviet citizens. They don't believe in magic. Then the tricks become real. Money rains from the ceiling. Real money. Women in the audience line up to receive fashionable dresses from Paris, which Walland's companions conjure from nowhere. Then the show ends. The women walk home, and their dresses disappear. They are left in their undergarments in the street. Walland is systematically exposing what people really are. The Moscow chapters are a dark comedy about human greed, cowardice, and dishonesty. People denounce each other. They steal from each other. They lie to each other and to the authorities. When given free money, they grab it. When given free clothes, they grab those too. The devil doesn't have to do much. He just removes the social pressure that keeps people behaving decently, and watches what happens. Margarita. She is the center of the novel. She is not the master's woman. She is her own person, with her own will and her own grief. She spends her days walking through Moscow, looking for the master who has disappeared. Then Azazello finds her. He makes her an offer. Become the queen of Satan's great ball. And in exchange, Walland will grant her one wish. She says yes immediately. She doesn't even ask what the ball involves. The ball. Every year, on the night of the spring full moon, Walland holds a ball for the dead. Murderers, poisoners, forgers, liars, those who died by violence. They come from all of history, century after century, of the worst that human beings have done to each other. Margarita stands at the top of the stairs all night, greeting each one. And she is not afraid. She is the queen. She holds the pose until her knees buckle. At the end of the night, Walland grants her wish. She asks for the master. He is brought out of the hospital. His manuscript is produced. The one he burned. Manuscripts don't burn, Walland says. This is perhaps the most famous line in the novel. It means, true art survives. The authorities can destroy the physical copy. They cannot destroy the work itself. It exists. It will find its way. But this is a dark novel, and Bulgakov does not give his heroes a clean ending. The master and Margarita cannot go back to their apartment. They cannot live in Moscow anymore. They cannot live normally. Walland offers them something else. Peace. Not light. He says clearly that he cannot offer them light, because that is not his to give, but peace, silence, a small house, a garden, forever. They accept, and as they ride out of Moscow into the sky, Walland and his retinue, the master and Margarita, all on horseback, transformed. Pilate appears. He has been sitting on a rocky ledge on the moon for 2,000 years. Talking to his dog Benga, unable to leave, consumed by the single act of cowardice that defined his life. The master, because he wrote the story, is allowed to release him. He says, "You are free." Pilate runs down the moonbeam. Bulgakov began writing this novel in 1928. He burned an early draft in 1930. Literally, in the stove. Because the NKVD was coming and he was afraid. Then he started again. He worked on it for the rest of his life. He died in 1940. He never finished revising it. His wife, Elena Shilovskaya, spent the next 25 years preserving the manuscript, hiding it, editing it, fighting to get it published. It was first published in 1966-67. In a Soviet literary magazine. In censored form. Even censored. It caused a sensation. People copied it by hand. Samizdat. Self-published underground copies. Circulated across the USSR. The real text didn't appear until 1973. Outside the Soviet Union, the full uncensored version wasn't published in Russia until 1990. During Glasnost, Bulgakov died not knowing if anyone would ever read it. The question the novel asks is about cowardice. Not Walland's victims. They're mostly comic. The real coward is Pilate. He knew what was right. He had the power to do it. He chose to protect himself instead. And that choice followed him forever. Not as punishment exactly, but as a fact. This is what it is to live with a betrayal of yourself. There is a reason Bulgakov put Pilate at the center. Stalin's Russia was full of Pilates. People who knew what was happening. Who had the capacity for decency. Who chose expedience instead. Bulgakov himself was not immune. He had begged Stalin for the right to emigrate. Stalin had called him personally. Once. In 1930. After that call, Bulgakov stayed. He wrote plays for the theater. He survived. He wrote the novel in secret. He sent Stalin a letter once asking him directly, "Let me leave or let me work." Stalin chose neither. He neither let Bulgakov leave nor gave him meaningful work to do. Bulgakov survived on small commissions from the Moscow Art Theater. Writing, rewriting, unable to publish anything real. He died of a kidney disease at 48. His last words, reportedly, were to Elena, "So that they will know. The Master and Margarita was worth waiting for. It is not a perfect novel. Bulgakov never finished revising it, but it is irreplaceable. No other novel about totalitarianism looks at it this way. From inside. With laughter